really keeps you in steady beat. You may have seen some of the movies where it's like, that's a metronome. Now, of course, this title is a play on words. It's a march of like a node being really steady. So the nome for this, the metronome for this song, is going to be a wood block. And a wood block, right there, is going to keep our time just like a metronome would. This is also, however, a time where we had to learn how to play something different than all the other instruments. All of the pieces you've heard tonight so far have had everyone playing in unison. This is the first piece where we have different parts for different instruments. We don't all have the same melody, but there is a melody, there's a harmony, and there's a bass part as well with our cellos. So first I'd like to present to you the melody so that we know what we're looking for. Our violas and our cello will show you what our melody is before we start the piece as a whole. Okay, so this is the melody that we're going to be looking for as we listen to the piece as a whole. Sort of be marching along. So for our final piece, we have March the Oh, I totally forgot about my announcements. A couple more things before we leave. First of all, I will get to meet you in our cafeteria that is downstairs when you turn out of the auditorium. There's some stairs, and I will meet you there for a reception graciously sponsored by our own Stephen Lynn. Thank you. So we will all be able to sort of relax after all of our accomplishments, and I would love to meet you. So please feel free to, introduce yourselves and everything. Also, another little bit of housekeeping before we finish. Students, please remember that your case is on your left side. And I would like you to, and when we are all finished with the concert and we get to have our instruments and everything, then when your parents are going to meet you in the cafeteria, that is when we will pack up. Okay, so don't worry about packing up yet, but you will pack up your instrument even though you found it on your chair. So please meet your student in the cafeteria. We will all be there, and that is where we will sign out, just so that I make sure that everyone's safe going home. Okay? So I will love to see you there right after this. So for our final piece, we have the 5th graders playing March of the Metronome.